Ralph calls a meeting to try to set things straight, since the boys are not doing the things they said they'd do, like keeping the fire going or working on the shelters. He tries to lay down some rules, but then he opens a debate so they can discuss why they're breaking apart as a group. He says it's because people are becoming frightened, and he wants the boys to discuss why they're frightened, and agree that there's no reason to be. But instead, Jack takes the conch, and says the other boys are frightened because they're sissies and crybabies. Piggy disagrees, and says that they're actually afraid of each other. Percival, one of the little uns, suggests that the beast comes from the water, which terrifies everyone. Someone else says it's a ghost, and then they have a vote on ghosts, and it turns out most of them believe in ghosts. Piggy yells at the other boys for being stupid, and Jack tells him to shut up, and fights with him over the conch. Jack tells Ralph to shut up too, saying he's not a good chief, and to hell with all the rules anyway. He says he's not afraid of the beast, because he's strong and can hunt, and then he leads off most of the other boys, chanting and singing. Ralph wants to give up being chief because he's lost all control, but Piggy and Simon tell him to stay chief, because Jack would be a terrible chief. He hates Ralph, and he would hurt Piggy. That night, while everyone's asleep, there's an air battle high up in the sky, and a dead man in a parachute falls onto the island near the mountaintop. Sam and Eric, who are sleeping by the signal fire, see the parachuter, but think it's the beast, and run off to tell the others. Ralph and Jack and the older boys go to look for the beast in the one place they haven't ever explored, Castle Rock, at the far end of the island. They don't find any beast there, so they turn around and head for the mountain. As they're on their way to the mountain, they stop to do some hunting, and Ralph gets a taste of how fun it is. Afterward, the boys do this dance, where one of them pretends to be the pig and the others chant and pretend to attack him, which gets pretty violent. When they finally get to the mountain, it's dark, but Jack insists they keep going. Jack, Roger, and Ralph climb up in the dark, see the beast, and run in terror back to camp. Back at the beach, Jack tries to get the other boys to vote Ralph out as chief, but none of them do. Jack leaves, humiliated, saying he's not going to play with them any longer. He says anyone who wants to hunt can come with him. The boys build a new fire on the beach instead of the mountain, but later, many of the older boys sneak away to join Jack. Jack and his hunters paint themselves with war paint and kill a sow. Jack and Roger put the head on a stake that they stick in the ground. Jack and his tribe raid Ralph's group to take fire. They invite the boys there to come to a feast and tell them they can ask to join the tribe. Simon, who often goes off by himself, sees the head of the sow. He has an epileptic fit, but before he does, the head says that it's the beast, also called the Lord of the Flies. The head laughs at him and says the beast is inside the boy.